Hello my friends, what's up and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you stick around for a while because today's something super exciting. Yes, I know we're gonna talk holiday makeup, specifically Too Faced Cinnamon Swirl. I'm so excited about this, you guys. More than the product itself, I am excited that this means holiday has kicked off and is about to be underway. This is so exciting. So if you're interested in seeing how this bad boy worked for me, as well as the Lippy, because yes, I did pick that up too, how it kind of compares to other previous releases, because yes, we know that Too Faced does duplicate, but you know what? It is what it is. We're gonna talk about it. So if you're interested in any of that, then just keep on watching. All right, my friends, so please excuse the lighting. It isn't the best at this time of day. However, I couldn't wait any longer to film this, and I thought, you know what? I think you'll understand. So that being said, let's just go ahead and jump right into this very, very quickly. The Too Faced Holiday Cinnamon Swirl Palette. Too Faced always does this. They kick us off. They kick the holiday makeup season off at the end of August. I know. They kick us off with a eyeshadow palette and then typically a melted matte that corresponds with it. So last year was the pumpkin pie. Year before that was gingerbread spice or one of the gingerbreads. The year before it was another gingerbread. There is just a tradition with this. Now, many of y'all I know are like, I just cannot do holiday end of summer, end of August. I know. I get that too. But here's the thing for me. I look forward to holiday makeup so much that I love that they kick us off early. The Christmas season is truly my favorite time of year. There is a joy, an unspeakable joy that I feel during that season. So to start it off now, I'm totally okay with it. I picked mine up at Ulta. That's where it is at the current moment. I will link it down below. FYI, those of you who have been taking advantage of my affiliate links, thank you so very much. Truly from the bottom of my heart, it means more than I can say. But this was $49. And again, I picked it up at Ulta. The melted matte that corresponds with it was $22. They are both limited edition. I picked mine up in store. It's also available online. Let's talk about the palette. It has what kind of shelf life does this bad boy have? It is made in the USA, assembled in Dominican Republic. Wow, I cannot find the shelf life on this bad boy, and that is very unusual. If I do find it, I'm gonna place it in the comments below, or I guess I should say in the description below. But anyways, that being said, it does come with, in case you are curious, in case you like the volume, I will give that to you. So there's a total of 18 shadows for a total weight of 12.6 grams or 0.44 ounces. Again, no shelf life on here. All right, what else? It is what it is. So that's the box, and then the layout on the back, typical Too Faced fashion. The packaging is so much cuter in person than online. Online, I was like, what is this exactly? And when I pulled this out of the box, I was like, this is cute. So each cinnamon roll is raised up. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell. It is raised up. It's in their typical holiday tin packaging. I don't mind that. It's very cute. Very surprisingly cute, because I did think it was going to be boring. It has a little description on the back. And it says, first it was your favorite mall food court obsession. I like that they're taking us back, playing with the nostalgia aspect. Now it's your must-have eyeshadow collection. Indulge in 18 cinnamon roll scented sweet and spicy shades. So seductively rich, warm, and toasty, they're positively sinful, because that's just how you roll. That's so cute. Okay, open it up. You've got a mirror as per usual. Nothing surprising there. And then here are the 18 shades. Yes, I know. I'm already going to answer your question like this. You can dupe every single one of these in multiple Too Faced eyeshadow palettes you have, including prior holiday releases. I told y'all last year, the thing about it is a lot of times with these types of releases, they're playing into the holiday collector, the makeup collector, the one that really looks forward to these types of things. And heck, that's me. So yes, there is, what can you say? Like for a neutral palette, which they seem to do with this launch every single year, you can only do so much. So they might tweak a little bit, put a little spin on this, do a little pop of that. But for the most part, it's going to be very, very similar. It is what it is, you know? If you're here for the holiday stuff, then you're here for the holiday stuff like me, and it doesn't bother you. So this is what we've got on the inside. Honestly, it looked a little more boring to me when I saw the stock photo. I won't even lie. When I took it out of the box and I opened it up, I was almost a little bit disappointed because, and I'm going to show you last year's was better. I will just automatically, let me show you now. I will put it up front for you. Lay it out, lay my cards out on the table. It was more exciting last year. You had more pops of color. How am I going to do this without, hold on, without breaking something? Okay. You had more pops of color last year. Obviously, you've got the one purple over here, which is dupable in a Too Faced palette. But anyways, so yes, I mean, last year's was a lot more exciting. That is just nothing more I can say about that. Here's one of the gingerbreads from a couple years ago. A few added pops, a green. And then, let's see, the gingerbread extra spicy. Right here, you've even got the orange. Ultimately, this is probably the most neutral out of all of them. Out of the ones I just showed you, this is the most neutral of the bunch. I'm going to even take you into these two right here. I'm doing this all up front so we can get this out of the way. This one has a few more oranges, but still salted caramel. Hot buttered rum. Again, you can only do so much with neutrals. It is what it is. So that being said, happy to add this one to my collection in the sense of I love holiday makeup. It just gives me all the feels, you know? So let's go ahead and dive into swatches. I want to show you what these look like on my skin tone as well as my husband's skin tone. For reference, if you are new to my channel, which I'm going to assume that some of y'all are, in looking for a review of this palette, my husband has a significantly deeper skin tone than I, and so you will see the photo that you see, that is my husband. So I do hope that if you are of a deeper skin tone than myself, that really does help you determine whether it's right for you or not. There's many times where I just by myself can't determine if something would look ashy, if it would look bold and beautiful. I just don't know. And he's lent himself to the cause. So that being said, happy to bring you these swatches. I hope you enjoy. I hope you find them helpful. I'll see you soon. So that brings us to the end of the swatches portion. I hope you found it beneficial and in some way, shape, or form, maybe it helped you decide whether this palette is right for you. But now we get into part of the fun, which is putting this on my eyes and lips together. I hope you enjoy this. I don't do anything complicated. This is going to be super, super simple. And yeah, hope you find it easy to follow and maybe even entertaining. Let's get started. So I'm going to start off by using the shade Lick the Spoon on a Morphe blending brush, and you guys, the kick up in this matte shade, it's on another level. I haven't seen something like this in a hot minute. So just placing that down in the crease, I typically like to go in with a couple of layers really of any type of shade. Sorry, I gotta peel the sticker off the mirror because I was looking so distorted in that mirror. It was so much better once I peeled that off. But I typically go in with a couple of layers in the crease just because that's my preference. I like a good rich pigmentation. I like it to be able to peek through up there. And this was actually a really nice shade. I mean, I don't know, it almost came across a little bit peachy once I started putting it on the crease, and I just really liked it. I had to blow off all that kick up, y'all. It was intense. Now I'm going to go in with the shade Cinnamon Swirl. This is on a MAC blending brush, and I'm going to concentrate this in the outer portion of the crease, like there at the top. It's just a technique I've really enjoyed doing. So I concentrate the pigment at the top, and then I kind of bring it down to the outer portion of the lid. It adds a really pretty smokiness, I don't know, without being too intense. Something about it I just really enjoy. This one I did layer a couple of times as well. And the thing about it is, for these being so dusty and having so much kick up, I actually didn't find that hindered the performance once I was putting it on the lid. It actually worked really nicely, blended nicely, it built up nicely. Very contrary to what I thought was going to happen based on all of that fallout. Or kick up, I guess. So now going in with my Fenty Pro Filter Eye Primer, just taking a little bit on my finger, I'm going to place this on the lid where I'm going to go in with some metallic shades. If you are new to my channel, this is something I do each and every time I'm going to use a metallic and or foiled shade, even satins. It just brings these types of shades out to their full potential. It gives you a look of like intensity that is truly on another level. So now, using my finger, I'm going to go in with the shade Love the Bun You're With. Oh my goodness. So I'm just placing this down all over the lid, and this is actually really pretty. Looking at it in the pan doesn't do it justice. This has an intensity level that once you put it on the lid, again, over a tacky primer, just looks really, really nice. Going in with a BH Cosmetics flat shader brush, I'm just going to use this to place this in my inner corner area and up in the area where my finger can't reach, like in between my lid and my crease. Just basically covering any little bald spots that I couldn't reach. Very pleased with this shade, quite frankly. Now I'm going to go in with the shade Sticky Fingers. Now, again, this is not something that is super revolutionary, but it was a lot more exciting on the lid than just looking at it in the pan. So something I've seen before from Too Faced, so nothing new there, but it's always kind of nice to see it afresh and have it like in a little one-stop shop with other neutral shades to pair it with. These two paired really nicely, and I found the intensity and sparkle to be quite lovely. So just going back in with my MAC blending brush, no added product, but it's the one that had that Cinnamon Swirl shade, just kind of laying down any residue from that brush just to kind of mold those together where I put the metallic shade. I just don't want it to look super harsh, like a true separation of where I placed each individual shade. So now using a pencil brush, I believe this one is Morphe. I could be wrong. It's very old. But just going in with the shade Batter Up, I almost kind of regretted using this one once I started because it is actually very, very deep. And I don't know. I just don't know if it paired well together with what I did on the lid. And typically I go in with one of the shades that I used on my lid just so that it all kind of is cohesive and pairs well together. I don't know. I think I was going for smoky and sultry. So I'm just using a very small detail blending brush to kind of ease that a little bit so it's not so harsh. Then I'm just going in with a mix of Frost Those Buns and Gooey Goodness. Just kind of, I don't know, wanting to mix and match, I guess, but just using this on the inner corner. I did go in with a couple of layers because at first I was like, hey, where's the intensity? But it's there. It just took a sec. I'm just lining my lips with a Kylie lip liner before I go in with the Cinnamon Bun Melted Matte. This is just one of the, I think this is Do You Boo lip liner. And so just, these are some of my favorite nude lippies. So just kind of lining that so that I can go in with the liquid lipstick. And so this is a very pretty shade. It's nothing, again, nothing revolutionary, but oh gosh, you guys, this does smell like cinnamon buns. Not like the palette. The palette doesn't really smell, I don't know, it doesn't smell like cinnamon buns, but this one does. And I was here for it, obviously. This is just such a flattering shade. It's not too deep, yet not too concealer lip light, which I do love a good concealer lip, but I did find that this was slightly drying, but kind of in line with the full-size ones. So, that being said, this is it. This is the finished look, you guys. Happy holidays. That's that. Easy peasy, right? Definitely no complex there, and hopefully you found it easy to follow again, and just maybe even inspiring to pull out your previous holiday palettes to do a look of your own, maybe bring in those fall vibes. You know what I'm talking about. All right, let's go into the final thoughts for this eyeshadow palette. So I was not super excited about this one, I just have to say. Everything about it just really disappointed me. I knew I was gonna buy it anyways. It's a holiday, and this is what kicks off my holiday beauty mojo, if you will. However, I actually got a little bit more excited about it once I picked it up, had it in the bag. I was like, ooh. And then again, when I took it out, this packaging, everything. I love it. I love it. It's different to the previous years, and I like the concept. I really do like the idea and theming that they've been using every single year from year to year. So let's talk about the inside. The mattes are incredibly powdery. I don't think I've had this bad of kick up in, I don't know, I can't even tell you how long, maybe even ever. So sorry, I'm trying to open this thing up. So fallout to these mattes, and I don't go aggressive when dipping my brush in the palette. I go very light-handed, even at that, a pile of powder. So I don't know what's up with that. That's okay. It's never a deal breaker for me, but just know it is very excessive. That being said though, I found the mattes to actually perform really, really nicely. Once I just started placing them on the eyes, I had no issues, and they just layered and blended out very, very nicely. Obviously, they're not the greatest quality. It's Too Faced. You've got some better luxury brands that can even practically blend themselves. But honestly, for it being that bad of kick up, I really was a little concerned, and no problems whatsoever. They look really, really nice, go on pigmented, layer nicely, blend nicely. I didn't have patchiness. I didn't have skipping. It was just a very pleasant surprise. So that being said, moving into the metallics that I used, the two, I was actually really impressed as well. Now, if you are new, one thing I never leave home without, one thing I never don't put on my lids when I'm gonna use a metallic / foiled type of shade like that is a tacky base. And for me, the go-to is Fenty Pro Filter Eye Primer. It never lets me down. It brings shadows out to their best and like most ultimate potential, and this was no exception. The two shades that I used were absolutely stunning, and actually kind of surprised me because, again, I wasn't expecting that in this palette. Given that it was very basic, very neutral, I was like, okay, these kind of packed a punch when I didn't expect them to. They were very pigmented, very foiled, just beautiful. So anyways, some of these will kind of throw you for a loop. They've got kind of a dual type of finish. So this is like a pink gold, not anything you haven't seen before, but it is very, very lovely. And then the one I used over here is like an orange gold. Again, nothing you haven't seen before. You do have this in a prior Too Faced palette if you already own quite a few Too Faced palettes and or quite a few Too Faced holiday prior palettes, then you already own it. But very, very lovely, just super shiny, very, very pretty. They could have gone chintzy on those and they didn't, and I'm very happy about that. This one right here is a baby pink with a very heavy gold shift. It's very, very lovely. It does have more of a satin type of finish, and I like the more metallic, sparkly type of finishes, hence the ones we use today. But this was actually very, very pretty to swatch, and it does have a very satiny feel again, but that's okay. I mean, that's, you know, gotta have a little bit of everything. This grape shade, I have an exact one like this. I'm just trying to remember what palette it's in. There is a very exact shade to this, and I know it's in a previous holiday palette, and I think it's one from last year. Anyways, so again, nothing out of the ordinary, but it's kind of nice to have all this in a one-stop shop and, you know, something to kick off the holiday season. So ultimate consensus is that if you are a collector, if you are into holiday beauty, if you are like me and this kind of kicks it off for you, you're gonna want to get this. I mean, it's kind of a given. However, if you are one that you are selective of what you buy based on how unique it is, then this is nothing unique. It's nothing revolutionary, neither in color story nor in formula, but it's kind of fun. Again, something to kick off the holiday season, something for a little bit of a one-stop shop. The theming is a little different as far far as the scent, I don't find it overpowering, but I do find that even though they say it's supposed to smell like cinnamon bun, it's supposed to smell like gingerbread, it's supposed to smell like this or that, they all smell the same. So this smells exactly the same as the one from last year, which was pumpkin pie. I don't find them to smell any kind of different. So I don't know. It doesn't smell like cinnamon roll to me or cinnamon bun. I'm actually very happy I picked this up. This is really, really pretty. And it kicks off holiday. Let's talk about the Lippy. If you are a melted matte fan, then you will probably really like this one. This is a beautiful, beautiful shade. I will say this does smell like a cinnamon bun, and that did take me by surprise because the palette didn't. So I was really happy to get a nice whiff of that. I do find this to be a little bit drying, so it is kind of in line with their full size regular lineup, which is always going on sale. So I feel like they're going away, I don't know. But I do find it to have that kind of drying feel like those do. However, when I buy the little mini sets that they do release for holiday, I don't find them to be nearly as drying. So anyways, not sure what the deal is there. I did compare this to a couple of the ones that came in the little mini sets, and I didn't find an exact dupe, but the neutrals that they release in those little mini sets seem to be very similar. So there is that. So if you have a couple of the mini sets from prior years, then you have something similar, but there is nothing exact to this. So I'm a fan of this shade. I think, honestly, here's the thing. Out of the two, if you are just looking to pick up one, I'd pick up the Lippy. However, they kind of make a fun little pair. Anyways, I love the Lippy, and for me, this is the winner of the two, even though I really do like the palette as well. But if we're gonna go on the basis of unique and just super exciting, then I'm gonna go with the Lippy. So that being said, I hope that helps you out in some way, shape, or form. Maybe it helps you save some money. But then again, maybe it gives you that nudge to go ahead and start with holiday beauty. Let this be your first holiday makeup purchase of 2021. I don't know, but either way, I had a lot of fun using it, and quite frankly, I do see myself putting it to use quite a bit this season. Alrighty, my friends. Well, thanks again for stopping by, spending some holiday time with me. Before I let you go, I just want to give you a very quick verse of the day in an effort to motivate you, encourage you, and to tell you that Jesus loves you so very much. Today's comes from Joshua 1:9, and it says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." That is one of my very favorite verses of life, of all time, of the entire Bible. It's absolutely just so encouraging. And I'm here to tell you that more than makeup, I love Jesus. He's everything to me. He has been so amazing. And if you don't already know him as your Lord and Savior, it is my prayer that he would make himself very, very real to you, that you would feel that calling on your heart, that you would feel a love and a peace that you've never felt before, because no human being can give the love and the peace that he gives. Trust me. I've been through it, and I know that he is the only one that can give that. And so it is my prayer that if you are in a place of turmoil, chaos, I know the world can be very crazy, but the only constant is Jesus. And so I just want to share that good news with you, tell you that I love you, but Jesus loves you so much more. Thanks again for stopping by. I hope you'll consider subscribing, because there are so many more holiday videos coming your way. I'm ready for it all. All right, friends, well, I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.